Hello guys and gals, Junk Car Willie at the Spring Bash, and I have one unusual build here. I'm with Keith Garrett, and I'm just going to let you take it away and you tell me about the whole thing here.
Oh, well, I guess I'll start with the Mack. It was just in pieces when I found it. I built the Mack about 3 years ago. The chassis is an 83 motorhome chassis that was previously owned by the Wheelie and Whaling Company. Decided to build this thing, tore the camper off of it, tore it down, found the Mack cab over in Huntington in pieces, bought it from the guy. Turned out the guy had a car club named Dirtbags Car Club, but I had no idea of previous to this. So him and I become friends, started to build. My girlfriend and I built the Mack together. We built it one winter. It still has a few things that needs to be done, but we got it to this point in one winter and have been using it since. The Model A started its life as a Model A dump truck, believe it or not.
I did not.
I built this car in 31 days.
And you started with just a...
I started with just the cowling and this section of the frame. The rest of it's hand fabricated. I sold my previous rat rod after my brother passed away. My money was all tied up. My brother died, and my mother basically just didn't have the money to pay for his funeral. So I sold my hot rod, gave her the money, and when I gave her the money, I knew I didn't have a hot rod at the time. And I remembered the cowling laying in the weeds next to the truck. When the truck that I sold when I bought it, that cowling was laying there in the weeds. So I started thinking about what I was going to do for a hot rod, and this is what I dreamt up. So 31 days later, after purchasing the cow, I went out in the shop and I hammered away, and this is what I came up with.
You drove this how far? I mean, you actually drive this.
I drove this car in 2014 all the way to Arizona. My original destination was Utah Salt Flats. I was headed out there. I never made it to the Salt Flats. On my way out, they canceled the races at the Salt Flats. I wasn't going to race, but I just wanted to be there in the car, and I wanted to say that I drove it there. I've also had the car as far as Florida south. I drove it down in 2018. So I've been a lot of places in this car.
I know everybody was telling me that, like my boy was telling me, this has been in so many different magazines where people took videos. Wherever you've been, it's had a lot of videos and pictures took of it.
It's had a lot of attention. It definitely has.
Well, I like the story, what you started with, and the story about, you wanting to have another after you helped your mom out after your loss. In 31 days, I mean, that's, them guys do it on TV and they bring a bunch of guys in at night to help do it. This is something that you really did with you and your girlfriend, right?
This car I built by myself.
Oh, okay.
I built the Mack with my girlfriend.
Okay.
I built this car in 31 days after my brother's death. Basically, I locked myself in the garage. I wouldn't let anybody around me, and this car was kind of a therapy for me.
Yeah.
I got in there angry, mad at the world. My brother was gone. My brother, unfortunately, decided his life was over. He committed suicide, and this was kind of the way that I dealt with it. I got in there and I started building this car, and I hammered away and took my anger out on the car, basically. And 31 days later, I pulled out. I had an engine problem when I pulled out of the garage. I drove it to the first car show from Ohio into Indiana. The James Dean run was the first car show that I ever took it to. Had an engine problem all the way there, but limped my way through it, got home and ended up putting a new engine in the car a couple days later. And I've been using it since 2013 since.
I liked it before. I like it even more. You told me the story about, like you said, it was built out of love. You was trying to get back to the person you was before a tragic accident or something like that happened. And I tell you what, everybody's coming up to it, and they're not just walking by it. They're sitting there looking and taking it all in. And I'm telling you,
I've been asked a million times if I would sell it, and the answer is obvious. It's not for sale.
well, I just, to drive it that many miles, it's something you built. That part, it was just a piece laying in the weeds, and you took it and built a whole car out of it. It's got as much attention as it has. Everywhere you go, like you said, people are doing videos and taking pictures. This is a very popular car. I'm going to research it when I get home and try to put stuff with it that I find with it. But I think that's cool right there. I love the way it's all laid back inside there, so you got plenty of room stretched out. So you put what kind of engine is in it right now? I mean, it's a block,
It's a small block Chevy. It's 388 cubic inch, 6-inch rod motor. Makes real good horsepower. I have never had a dyno, but it's pretty healthy.
It's a loud one too, isn't it? I like that. I just respect anybody that can build anything, and this is, not only was you skilled, you build it with that passion. It's really a story, you know what I mean? And like the story with the, you found out by accident that this frame was a motorhome and it caught on fire, is that right?
No.
Okay.
It was a motorhome a friend of mine had purchased, and it ran and everything drove fine. The motorhome was starting to show its age and was really too far gone to fix as a motorhome. Well, I bought it from him, run really well, and when he gave me the title, on the title it said previous owner Willie and Wayland Company. And I still have the title. It's pretty neat. I probably should glue it in the truck or something for everybody to see. But
that's cool.
it definitely was.
Yeah, this frame has been in a lot of places, and it could really tell some wild stories with the guys, them two right there together.
Well, I'm sure it was a road, probably from one of the roadies.
They would have rode in.
They probably, Willie or Wayland probably never rode in the RV, but it was part of their deal.
Yeah.
Definitely. Had some
musicians did, or probably, or the crew, the road crew. Yeah, it's just a beautiful build. I mean, it's artistic. I call it art. What you did here, you took something out of your head and not something you seen. Something you made your own thing. Yeah, I like it.
The Mac.
Yeah, what year? I was going to ask you the year of the cab.
It's a 52 model.
Okay.
The Mac originally came out of Cleveland. It used to have a door logo on it that was from Cleveland. I can't remember. It was some kind of erection company up there, and it'd be neat to know its history prior to me. I left the numbers on it. Apparently, it came out of a fleet. It has the number 162 on it, so I'm sure it was part of a fleet. And if anybody has any history on it, I would like to know about it. You can also see that it had another number here that they had blocked out, but it's still there. I believe it says 24.
I love the look of the cab. Looks the way it's sloped. It looks like something that custom, the way it was done factory, isn't it? Most of them were squared off, more.
When I purchased the cab, it was in pretty dire shape. It was rotted all through here, and I replaced some metal, and then I just touched the paint up to match what the original colors were, and just tried to make it look like the old truck that it was.
I like that. I like how you did the flames. I like that.
Done a hell of a job on that thing.
Oh, it's a build. Yeah, anything else you want to add to it?
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you. I've been bugging this guy. Like, I gotta get your story, and he's been so busy, people talking to people about it. So I really appreciate him taking time. I even respect it more, after the story. But I'm gonna let him go so he can tell some more guys about it.
Thanks, buddy.
As always, guys, keep being you.